Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday morning. Yeah. We weave in and out of a lot of traffic here. I almost got taken out by a kid on a bike. Oh, that would have been, yeah, typically me. But luckily I escaped unscathed. A while ago, I made a video and I told you about my the job offer I had for 1 day a week in Phnom Penh. And even though I was excited to get a job offer, I didn't want to take the chance on moving, going through all the expense and time of moving to the capital city on the assumption that maybe one day, when they got enough kids in the next class, that I would have a full-time job. This was from the director of Camland International School. Well, today I got a phone call from the same guy. He wanted to verify that I did not, in fact, want to move to Phnom Penh. But he said he was going to be in Siem Reap from June 1st through June 3rd. He's meeting up with some other schools here. And he wants to do, he's either getting some information from them about curriculum, or he's trying to hook up with them to do like a collaboration between his school and some schools here. But he said he wanted to meet up with me on Friday at 2 o'clock somewhere here in Siem Reap. He said he would call me and let me know to discuss opportunities. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but I will certainly go and listen to what he has to say. Like I said, he's really interested in having more American native English teachers in his school. He's actually a really smart guy. He understands that parents are willing to pay more money to schools just based on the fact that teachers are a certain nationality or not. The ones who have Khmer only teachers don't make a lot of money. That's why they can't afford to hire foreign English teachers. But on the other hand, when parents see American faces, they consider that their children are going to get a better English education because we're native speakers. And he already has, I believe I mentioned this, he already has a couple Australian teachers and a couple from the UK. But he is really determined to get American TEFL qualified teachers. So the way I see it, even though I'm not going to move to Phnom Penh for a part-time job, if he has a lot of contacts here, he knows a lot of people in different schools here, at the very least he might be able to put in a good word for me here, especially if he's seeking a collaboration between schools. He might have some influence on the hiring decisions of those institutions here. Now, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to pan out or anything. But just thought I'd keep you updated. And of course, when I have the meeting with him on Friday, I will be sure to let you guys know how everything went. In the meantime, we were out looking at different spaces I might be able to use for my own language learning center. I'm going to call it a learning center, not a school. If I call it a school, there's government red tape and paperwork and money involved to make it official. But this is just going to be a simple learning center. Very informal, casual, for people who want a crash course to learn English in their daily lives, at their business, that sort of thing. So we were out looking at a couple of places I might be able to rent pretty cheap. If I can get the 20 people I need, well, I'm maxing out each one at 20 people because I want to make sure everybody learns on the same level and all that good stuff. But if I get that $3 per hour 5 times a week, that'll be about $1,200 a month. So I'd be able to afford to rent a space for maybe $50 or $100 a month if they would be willing to take that in exchange for me using their place for 1 hour a day or maybe 2 hours a day. If the space is small, I can only fit 10 people. Go 2 a day. Yeah, there's some things happening, things in the works. It's all good. This is really loud over here, but it's also really nice. Look at that. Really nice. Don't usually get over here. Doing some construction over there. Woo! Smoky. Not sure exactly what that is. Over here, I noticed this yesterday. We came walking by, and by the way, here's the other side of that building. Very nice. There's statues, elephant heads lining the outside. Lots of nice greenery, coconut trees. That's a really nice place. Over there, they have see if I can zoom in enough. They have a volleyball court set up all over in this lot. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them actually. Came here last night and there was all kinds of people playing volleyball, including old men with no shirts. Hitting the ball over the net. And a lot of young people. Yeah, I just found that pretty nice. They're saying, I know she's bored, say hello. She gets bored with me and then she's like stands there and gives me that eye. You know, every man knows about the eye. But yeah, I might join in and play some volleyball one night. You should know this. I have the athletic ability of a rhinoceros on cocaine. In other words, none whatsoever. I'm a lumbering idiot who will probably wind up knocking over the net in my attempt to try to be good. But I get out there with the locals, play some, sing, record it, because I don't mind making a fool out of myself. It's kind of my thing, actually. If you've read my book, Factory Rat, Get a Real Job, which you can find on Amazon. You can come back and finish this video later. Go ahead, go buy it. But if you've read it, you know that I'm not afraid of embarrassing myself. I always believe in self-depreciating humor. Because the way I see it, I can be rather insulting and sarcastic at times. In other words, I can be kind of an asshole to other people. And if you're going to be like that, you should be able to make fun at yourself just as much, if not more. And also the thing is, when you are acutely aware of your faults and your shortcomings and all the bad things about yourself, it's really, really hard for other people to sling insults your way. Because it's like, is that all you got? You're going to point out my obvious physical defects like I have never heard that before in my entire life. Come on. And then you have the upper hand because they have nothing. Some people get insulted and want to start a fist fight. I think these people have way too much of a high opinion about themselves. And they're not aware of their own faults. Just my opinion. Yeah, I decided to go the back way here. Don't get down here that often. And I really have to break out my the selfie stick I bought for my phone here. I really have to do that, because holding it up in a position where you're not just looking at the ground the whole time hurts my arm. Because I got a coffee in this hand, so I can't even switch back and forth without too much effort. But anyway, we're headed downtown. And we'll see what's happening down there. Talk to you guys later. Alright guys, it's later in the evening. We just got some popcorn from our friends over there at Sweet Tooth booth. Only 2,000 real for a big bag of popcorn. 2,000 real is of course 50 cents. Pretty good bargain, I think. Before we went out, I asked, the sky was starting to get a little dark, and I asked if it was going to rain. Sang insisted, oh, no pleon, no pleon. No pleon. Yeah. But it's raining now, isn't it? Yeah. It's just now starting to sprinkle, so we had to cut our walk a little short. Normally what we do is we just walk, I don't know, probably for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just walk around. Then we'll find a spot either by the river or down by the night market to people watch. Stay there for about an hour, wander around some more, and then come back. We're usually gone about 2 hours, a couple times a day. So I was looking forward to getting out of the apartment. Right now it's just a little bit before 5 and we already have to come back, because at any time it could just start downpouring. Certainly don't need that. But we got to talk to our friend and she got her popcorn. I'm going to stop on the way back and get a Sprite from the little store up here on the corner. When I first came here, I was really surprised that they had Sprite. Not really a cola guy. I don't really like cola. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, doesn't matter. For me, it's way too, I don't know, way too sugary. Way too, even the diet stuff tastes not right to me. Of course, that's a personal preference. They're, you know, #1 sellers for a reason, of course. A lot of people like them. But I was glad to see they had Sprite. I really like Sprite. It's probably the one Western thing that I buy a lot over here. I used to drink my drink of choice back home was Mountain Dew. Used to drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew. It was the only diet soda I cared for. And occasionally over here I will find a can of Mountain Dew. It's only I think it's only a 8.5 ounce can though. They got the small cans over here for 50 cents. So occasionally I'll have one of those, but I prefer Sprite. But to each their own. Gonna go home and since I got a lot of free time tonight, gonna finish working on working up my curriculum for my class. This is a good thing to remember also. If you're coming over here to teach, you should have several mini lesson plans already made up, memorized, ready to go. And coming up with your own curriculum will really help you achieve that. And the reason you want that is because a lot of schools, you'll go in for an interview, and if they like the interview, before they just hire you, they might ask for you to do a lesson plan presentation in front of the school director and maybe some of the other teachers. Some of them might even have actual students, and they will be judging you. It's like the final step before you sign a contract. I've heard a lot of them ask for just 10 minutes, but some might want you to do 20 or maybe even a half hour. Each lesson plan should be an hour in length, because you'll have to do that every day as a teacher. You have to come up with your own plan, make sure it's an hour long. You have to have what you're studying, different supplies you might need, and come up with creative ways to get the students to learn while still having fun. But yeah, you should have at least a few lesson plans under your belt that you know really well, that you have written down, that when you're going for an interview, bring them along. Because there would be nothing worse than going in for an interview and having them say, "We like you, the job is yours if you can show us what one of your lesson plans looks like," and then you have nothing. And even though you might feel like winging it, I wouldn't suggest that. Because at some point, if you mess up and don't have it on paper exactly where you were headed with that lesson plan, they might start asking questions. Their job is to sit there and act as students. So you would talk to them the same way you would a class of actual students. But they will be judging you based on that. So yeah, have a few lesson plans. So I'll finish my curriculum, and even if I don't do anything with it for the time being, until I get a place to hold classes, I'll still have that to carry with me when I go to my interviews. Just another piece of advice. Now watch, we're almost home. Couple dark clouds, but probably not even gonna rain now. Nice flowers though. Yeah. But I'm gonna end this one now. Talk to you guys in the next one. Later.